On this video, we're going to show you why you should take your pension from your employer-sponsored plan as opposed to rolling it over and doing a private annuity. I think a lot of people make a mistake in this regard, and this is one they should not. So don't forget to subscribe down below, comments, thumbs up, share the video for sure. This is a big deal, and we're going to share with you a real live example of this exact scenario right now as we speak. So a lot of times you'll say, I'll deal with people all the time. We just turn that around so it gets a little bit better. Yeah, it's a little bit better. One of these days I'll get rid of that glare, but we'll figure it out. So a lot of times people say, hey, I got this lump sum. I can either do a couple of things, roll it over into an IRA, and then I can manage it, or I can take it as a pension. Or I can maybe get my own annuity from it. What do you think, Josh? I hear this a lot, actually. And the first thing that comes to mind is, well, we got to find out what the lump sum is, how much, and how much would it pay. If we don't know those two things, you can't really make a decision, all right? So we got to find these two things out. So let me share an example that I was using with a guy the other day from Kansas. He has the option to take a lump sum of $234,664 when he hits, I think it's 59.5. I'm just rounding up to say 60 because I got to compare it against a couple other things. So he has the option to take $234,664 as a lump sum at 59.5. Or he could wait until he's 62 and take $243,000, or he could wait till he's 65 and take $250,000. All right. Now, if he takes it at 59.5, again, I'm just rounding up for 60 because I can't. You can't do 59.5 years when you're doing private annuities. You got to do the year, at least in terms of just getting a quote. So if he were to take that $234,000, if he had a joint in life survivor annuity. So he and his wife, you got John and Jane. John takes it. John gets hit by a bus. Jane gets the whole thing that John was getting. That's called a joint in life survivor annuity. For the love of me, you have a hard time convincing me not to do that. There are, as you can get a 50% survivor annuity, a 75% survivor annuity. In this case, the 75% was $1,130. And the 100% joint life survivor was $10,000 or $1,079 a month. So in this case, if he took 100% joint and life survivor annuity, I'd pay him $1,079 a month. For a 75% survivor, that means that it would be $1,130 a month. And when he died, Jane would get 75% of $1,130, so basically $900 a month or so. No, that's the difference between $50 a month. That's not worth it. So take the 100% joint and life survivor annuity. No reason to add another $50 a month in which you're only going to give your surviving spouse an extra couple $100 when you die, $300 less when you die. I don't like that at all. And the 50% isn't even that much either. So take the 100% joint life survivor annuity. Look at your own situation. My default is always to do that. And then secondly, my default is always go to a 20-year term certain. So you take the joint and life survivor annuity for 20 years. That means that both you and Jane get killed by the postman tomorrow. And when I say postman, I mean they're getting hit by the post. We can say hit by a bus. I'm not saying postal, and it's not like that. Just the postal guy runs them over because our postal lady is, let's put it this way, woo, she's an interesting driver. So let's just say the school bus driver ran both John and Jane over. We don't want that just go away. We want there to be a period certain, a 20-year period certain. All right. So they get $1,079 a month at 60 years old for a joint and life survivor annuity if they take the annuity of their pension. They don't roll it to a private annuity. They don't roll it to an IRA. They just say, 401k company, whatever. We'll say Boeing. Boeing just turn around and give this to me as a pension. I'm not rolling it out. So this money right here is no longer mine because I'm turning it on to an income stream. You with me so far? So that's $1,079 of a monthly payment. You times that by 12, that's $12,948. So what we do is we take our trusty calculator. We take $12,948, divide into $234,000, and that's going to give us our payout ratio. $12,948 divided by 234,664. We have a payout ratio of 5.5%. It's actually 5.5. We'll say 5.51. All right, that's a pretty good payout ratio. So I did a couple of scenarios. I said, well, if we roll this out, We roll to an annuity at USAA. Now, USAA is a mutual company. They usually have pretty good annuity rates because they're a mutual company. There's no commissions or anything like that, no sales charges they got to pay. In this case, USAA would only pay $11,568 total, $964 a month. So $11,568 divided by 234,664 is a payout ratio of 4.9%. Okay. So then I went to immediateannuities.com. You can't really read that, can you? It's immediateannuities.com. I said, give me a quote there. Now, I didn't submit an email. I'm not wanting these guys to call me. I just looked at the front page of immediateannuities.com and I just put some numbers in there. So this is certainly going to be the best. But they have, they have Mass Mutual. I'm looking at right now. What else they got? Mass Mutual. They got all the, some of the big companies there. I think they had Prudential in there. Let's see, immediateannuities.com. Oops, I just messed that up, didn't I? Blink. There we go. Bear with me, I'll show you what else they got. Immediateannuities.com. Who they got in here? They got, now I can't tell anymore. Hold on just a second. Get my quote. Yeah, Mass Mutual, New York Life, Penn Mutual, Guardian, Nationwide, Pacific Life. So they got all the major players in there for sure. And that annuity right there would be $12,408 a month, which is actually quite a bit significant. That's almost $1,000 a year more than USAA. I was actually kind of disappointed to see that. Remember, this would be the best they're offering because it's just the front page. I didn't go knee deep to see what their other options were. I don't even know what company that's for. But 12,000 divided by 234,664. That's a 5.28% payout rate. All right, so notice, doing it through the pension pays more. That's all there is to it. And there's a reason for that, actually. Remember, when it comes to insurance, if you're a private insurance company and you're issuing life insurance, you want people to live, all right? You do not want to have to pay that out. And the longer people live, the less likely they're going to continue the premium, which means the more likely you are not going to have to pay the policy. So when you're issuing life insurance, you want people to live. When you're issuing annuities, you want people to die. I know that sounds morbid because you know for a fact once they're dead, you know what your costs are. That's all there is to it. So life insurance companies want people to die. Insurance companies want people to die early when they're issuing annuities. That way they can stop making the big payments, a monthly payment. So that's how it works. Almost somewhat of they're working against each other. Life insurance, you want them to live long. Annuities, you want them to die early. That's all there is to it. Same with long-term care. Long-term care, they want you to die early as well. So when it comes to a pension payout, the reason why the rates are higher is simple. They're insuring a group of people, not as individual units, but as a group of the employer group as a whole. So essentially what they're saying is, Josh, you might be a triathlon, but Bob over there smokes 2 packs of Cools a day, unfiltered, and he likes to drink all kinds of beer, and he goes skydiving and going down to, running drugs in Honduras and all that. So Bob is pretty risky. Josh is not, but as the average person, they're basically a standard risk. So basically they're going to say, Josh, you're going to make Bob less risky. Bob's going to make you more risky. At the end of the day, here's your standard for this group as a whole. And if I am Josh and I know I'm going to live a long time, that means I'm going to get more of a penalty, more of a payout, because I'm being insured as if part of me is Bob. That my longevity is lessened because Bob is part of the group of which I'm attached. I hope that makes sense. So essentially, any group policy, they're issuing as a group. What is the average person in this group? What's his longevity? What's his risk? Blah, blah, blah. Any group that's more male-dominated, men die sooner, men are more risky jobs, that's a fact, are probably going to have higher pension payouts than a group that's female-dominated, simply because women live longer. Women aren't as in risky jobs. That's a fact. So because of that, I bet if you compare 2 pensions, one from a school district, I guess, I'm just using that for example, and one from mining companies, the one from the mining company is probably going to pay more. Now, don't quote me on this. It just inherently makes sense because men are dying sooner and they're working more jobs that are more dangerous and more likely to die sooner. So that way, that group that they're insuring has less of a life expectancy than the group over here of office clerical workers for mostly women position. And so they're going to pay more. So now if I'm a miner, but I'm not getting the mines, I'm just clipboard guy, I'm going to get the benefit of working with a bunch of minors because I am not at risk as much as these other guys are, but I'm being insured as if I were a risky occupation. On the counter, if I'm working as a man in a hard job at the school district where I'm a security guard, for instance, and I'm getting shot at all the time, well, I am more at risk as some of these teachers or whatnot or clerical administrative people simply because I'm the one who's going to face the fire. And so because of that, when I'm doing an annuity, I'm actually it's hurting me. I've been discriminated against. It's way too charged of words. It's not discriminated against like, oh, Josh, Martin Luther King. It's not like that because it is Martin Luther King Day. It's not discrimination, but they're saying essentially, we're going to give you less of a payout than we're going to give that other guy simply due to your work environment. You're part of the group. Now, it's not quite as crispy clean as this, but you get the gist. The group that you're part of was going to determine your payout. And that's what's important for an annuity, because if I'm getting a life income annuity and my life expectancy is longer than the group, it'll be very, very much beneficial to me. That's all there's to it. On the counter to that, if I'm getting a life insurance policy and my life expectancy is longer than the group, I'm going to pay. I'm subsidizing Bob, who's over there drinking beer, smoking cigarettes, running drugs through Honduras while he's skydiving with 2 cartons of Cools in his mouth at the same time. That's not good. I'm subsidizing him. The counter to that is he's subsidizing me when it comes to life annuity. And that's what happens when you annuitize it through the pension. You get a higher payout than you would on a private annuity simply because the group is determining what the payout rate is going to be. It's not the individual. So in this case, I get 5.51%, which is $550 to $540 more each year than I would from annuities.com, and significantly higher than I would get through USAA. So we take these and our life expectancy. So we have let's get a different color. I did John and Bob here, and we're saying there is a 50% chance that one person will live to 90, according to Vanguard. So basically, you're going to run this for 30 years, all right? So it's going to be 30-year payout, essentially. That's what I'm looking for. I'm saying, look, what's the likelihood that one of us as a couple will survive for 30 years until 90 years old for me? It'd be 88 for my wife. And so what we can do is we can simply take 12,948. This is rocket science here. 12,948 times by 30. I will get paid $388,440 over the course of that 30 years. $388,440 with no risk other than the PBGC, the Pension Benefit Guarantee Corporation, or the insurance company going out of business. None whatsoever. No ups and downs, no downside risk. I'm not going to make any more money. What I see is what I get. But if I live to my life expectancy, which in this case is until one of us are 30 years from now, I'm going to get $154,000 more than what I put in without any risk. That's not too bad. And the counter to that, USA would only give me 11,568 times 30, $347,000. Look at that. That's 40. And then this guy over here. Oops, 12,408 times 30, 372. So you can see what makes sense to shop. And I think that's off gut books. But anyway, so this is annuities.com. This is USA as a pension. I'm actually surprised it's that high. I was actually pretty surprised at a 5.28 payout. Again, I don't know exactly what that was. That's just the first page of the front page. So that might just be a little bit misleading, something to get me to give my email information to them. I was surprised it's over 5%. Let's put it that way. I would not be shocked if you went deeper into the annuities.com. It wouldn't be that kind of a payout. But either way, that's what they showed us, so we'll use that. But it didn't come to this. A 60-year-old person with a 5.5% payout rate on a joint and life annuity, that's a smoking deal. No other way around that. And so again, if I'm getting ready to retire from any institution, and I think I like the idea of a income stream that I can't outlive, that is not tied to the market, that is completely 100% guaranteed. In this case, it's going to pay me over $1,000 a month. I want to annuitize it through my company as opposed to rolling it over and annuitizing it in a pension. You do not want to do a variable annuity. That absolutely doesn't make any sense whatsoever. You don't want to do a fixed index annuity. Heaven forbid you do a variable life insurance index annuity, whatever those things are called. No. You want to take it as a pension. from your employer, especially if, I'm just telling you right now, especially if you're in good shape. If you're not in good shape, well, that might be different. What happens there is when you're not in good shape, these companies are going to underwrite you as an individual. It's not going to change much. I'm just telling you right now. They're not. The funny thing is, you notice they'll ask you if you smoke when it comes to your life insurance, but they don't really ask if you smoke when it comes to income annuities. They just don't. Isn't that ironic? Do you smoke for life insurance? Yes. Why do they need to know that? Because they're more likely to die quickly. But yet they don't ask you if when it comes to annuities, which in that case they give smokers more. Why? Because they don't want to have to pay you out more. I think it was in England or something like that. I was talking to a guy, maybe on the YouTube channel. He says in England they pay more to smokers, almost like an incentive for you to smoke. I find that to be, I don't know how I do differently. I just kind of chuckle at the end of the day. They ask you if you smoke for life insurance. They see if you got nicotine in your blood, and if they do, they give you a significantly higher premium. When it comes to income annuities, though, they don't ask you if you smoke, and if you do smoke, they're still going to give you underwriting as if you didn't, and that way you're not going to get as much, which is because you're going to die sooner, which is funny. But that's the moral of this story. When it comes to getting an annuity, and you have the opportunity to roll out your pension, see what your rate is, your distribution rate. This is 5.5, which is smoking. There's no other way. That's a good deal. Absolutely. See what your distribution rate is. See what the monthly payment is going to be is. See if it's joint and life survivor annuity. Joint and life survivor covers you and your spouse for as long as either of you are breathing. And then compare it to a couple other places. Maybe you got a guy you know over at, maybe use Vanguard. You got a guy who works at Northwest Mutual. Get quotes. And I bet you'd be surprised if those quotes beat what you can get through your pension. All right. Hope this helps. As always, you like what you see here, subscribe down below. If you find value out of this and you want to throw some cash my way, go to the Heritage Wealth Planning YouTube website. You'll see the link on the bottom of any page. It says donate down below, and you got to be happy to accept your money for sure. Share this video with others and subscribe and thumbs up, and we'll see you guys next time. Thanks, guys.